Hello. Let's see. It's working. Alright, what's up everybody? Another day of baseball drafts. Crazy how fast it's going. Only got a couple weeks left. I was looking at this $20 contest and it's about 2/3 of the way full. So I don't know if I need to start ramping up my entries here. Where am I at? We are at 20 entries. We've got about 2 more weeks, so hopefully it doesn't feel too fast. But let's see here. Let's go ahead and hop into a little practice $1 best ball draft. I like to do these little $1 ones so I can do a ton of them, get a lot of practice in. For those of you who are new to best ball, it's a super fun format. There's no time commitment throughout the season, so it lets you do as many drafts as you want. It doesn't have to replace your normal fantasy league, but the system puts in your highest scoring players every week, so you don't have to do anything. It's just all about drafting. So let's go ahead and take a look at the news while that draft fills. Alright, so Owen Cassidy in the World Baseball Classic, hitting 500 with 1 homer. It's only 14 ABs, but I haven't really been mixing him in. He's kind of expensive, it seems like to me. Just an unproven rookie in the Marlins lineup. Let's take a look at him today, though. Kobe Mayo's locked in, hitting 500, 26 ABs. Durbin with a triple here. It's one of our favorite targets at the end of drafts. Basically free. Let's see. Jorge Polanco, 2 homers in 2 games. I haven't really mixed him yet in though, but with his power surge last year, should probably get some of him, especially maybe in a Met stack. Oh, looks like Garrett Cole's getting healthy here. Probably a good time to start mixing him in. It says he might get a start in spring. Through a 35-pitch live bullpen session, and Yankees will likely discuss him pitching in a spring training game. He's pretty cheap still, so don't mind his price now that it looks like he's going to be healthy. And I think he hit 97 the other day. Bubba Chandler had a pretty sweet start here. This was just a few hours ago. That fastball is just dominating. He's one of our favorite targets. Hopefully his price doesn't rise. I want to continue to target him. Yeah, he's one of my favorite picks this year. So let's try to get some of him today. Edward Cabrera with a scoreless first, topping out at 98.7. With the perceived effort of playing long toss. We like Edward Cabrera. It's just a good to see his velo is keeping up. There's another Bubba Chandler tweet. 9 fastballs of at least 99 miles per hour, 5 whiffs, 3 strikeouts. Yeah, we like him. Justin Crawford's struggling this spring. We kind of talked about him the other day. He feels a little risky. I mean, his price has risen a bit. I was gonna say he's free, but his price is starting to rise. I'm kind of avoiding him. I think he could be at least another year out from having a true impactful fantasy season. I just thought this was an interesting tweet here. Having Jason Dominguez as Giancarlo Stanton insurance is going to be great. I kind of want to start mixing in Dominguez. Feel like he's gonna be useful at some point this year, but when you look at the lineup, it's hard to predict how, but maybe just a gut feeling. Lindor is getting close to taking full BP on the field. In addition to his defensive work in minor league games, Lindor had a BP session with normal. So Lindor on track to be ready for opening day. That tracks with Corbin Carroll as well. So you'd think Jackson Holliday wouldn't be too far behind them either. I think they all three had the same injury on the same day. So they should have similar timelines. Makes sense being more cautious with the younger guy, but we've been drafting Lindor at the depressed price, and I think I'll continue to do so. Luzardo allowed 3 runs over 3.2 innings with 3 strikeouts. Nothing crazy here. We've been trying to mix in Luzardo, but not exactly a target. Let's see here. Will Warren turns in a quality start. Haven't drafted him much, but this is an impressive start here. 30% CSW, 11 whiffs, only 2 Ks. Let's see, velo up on the 4-seam a little bit. Nothing crazy though. Alright, this draft has started. Let's see what pick. Like always, we get pick 10. Been getting a ton of 8, 9, 10, and basically no top 5, which has not been fun, but we'll see what we can do from 10. Vinny P had the 3-homer day. He had been struggling before that, but that was fun to see. Saved the U.S.'s ass. Snell is set for a bullpen session. That's pretty interesting. Snell is scheduled for his first bullpen session. Snell will begin the season on the IL. So, just good to see he's making progression. I mean, we all knew he's going to start the season on the IL. So, I've been drafting him when he fits the team. But these contests pay out heavily for playoff production, so he should be good to go by the fantasy playoffs. So it might be a good time to keep drafting him. Here's Polanco's second homer.
He'll DH some 2 for New York as he unloads high in the air toward right.
He's in a good lineup too, so wouldn't mind mixing him in. Zach Wheeler will throw his first live BP on Saturday. Looks like he's on track. Here's Cabrera's start here. %30 CSW. We like Cabrera. Nothing crazy there. Alright, so let's focus on the draft here. Oops. So, nothing too crazy. Looks like Julio... Looks like Witt fell to 7. Julio Schwarber went up a few picks. There goes Skubal. Wow, Gunner at 9. Alright. So who do we get here? Nothing too crazy, really. I'm pretty much still just going ADP in the first 2 rounds. Don't like to do anything too crazy in the first 2 rounds, since we're drafting in bulk. So we'll just take Tucker here. So one of my biggest strategies here is I really want 2 outfielders in the first 3 rounds. And even 3 if possible, or yeah, even 3 is fine. But we know 34, there's a lot of outfielders we like here, so this is a guaranteed outfield pick pretty much. And 39, you do see one of those outfielders fall as well to 39. So I'm trying to get 3 outfielders by round 4. So this could be an infield pick. I would be okay with that. But I would not pass on Tatis if he falls back to us. Or Carroll. So let's see who falls here. Crochet at 12. Goes Ellie. I really like Ellie. Will Tatis fall? Or Carroll? I guess we'll get... Wow, okay. This is pretty interesting. I haven't really had two outfielders here before, so I'll probably just go Tatis here. I've been wondering if Carroll's price is going to start to rise now that he's already back. He had a hard hit ball in his first game back. We're just going to take Tatis. Tucker Tatis is a pretty fun start. I don't think I've had that yet. But usually I go outfield here. But I don't like going four outfielders, so we'll try to find a spot to maybe mix in a pitcher or infielder here. This will be an interesting draft because I haven't had this a lot. So let's finish up the news real quick. Langford heating up. We love to see that. He's one of my most drafted players. His price has already been rising. I'm curious to see how high it can go. I don't think it can go much higher. So this guy went Alonso at 16. So Ramirez fell to 17. Scabal Ramirez is probably pretty unique. And Whit Carroll is really nice. I like that. I was hoping to get some Carroll at the deflated price, but I feel like people have been taking him. This is the farthest I've ever seen him fall. He said something... What did he say? Let's see what the note is on him. Served as the DH, over 3 with a strikeout. So he's using an axe handle bat. I think the ground out was like over 100 miles per hour at EV. Which had been delayed, yada yada. So he said, using the bat was an adjustment, but added it was manageable. The new handle is less painful than the bat Carroll would typically use, and the outfielder will have to work through that discomfort. So that's a little interesting, because that's what we have to worry about these guys is, yeah, they make it back, but are they going to be the same hitter? Do they lose some power for a few months? So it's a little nerve-wracking. Let's see. All right, that's the Langford. Evan Carter hit a 112 mile per hour single. Manaya had a nasty start. We weren't drafting him, but just in case anybody is, not a great start. And the four-seamer's at 89 miles per hour. And then I hadn't seen anything on Shaw, so it looks like Shaw is having a good spring training. That infield just seems so full. I don't know how he gets in. And then Condon is continuing his tear. I kind of stopped drafting him for a little bit, but I kind of want to start again. And DeLauder's having a really nice spring. And I think that's about it. So let's focus on the draft. Kurt's falling to 23. Been trying to track Camaro's price after his hot stretch. I thought his price would rise. Hasn't too much yet. But that's something to keep an eye on. Langford at 27. Is he flipping PCA here? 27. 29. So not yet. I could see that happening though. But I think that would be where I would start drafting PCA. So Yamamoto at 30. So let's take a look at what we have here. Don't necessarily want to go two more outfielders. We can. I'll be looking to try to take an infielder or pitcher. But our only real options are Sanchez and Marte. But I like these outfielders a lot here. Goes Bellinger. So, There's only 4 picks in between us. There's 4 outfielders. Neither of them have an outfielder yet. Let's just take an outfielder and see what happens here. Go with Duran. We'll just stick with ADP. Because I like all these outfielders. So, what do you guys think? Are you guys okay going for outfielders? Feels like a lot of draft capital. I don't mind like 4 out of the first 5, but it feels kind of tough going 4 right off the bat. But we could try it here and see how we fill out the team. Goes Wu at 36. Or we could just go Sanchez or Marte. Maybe Marte would be a better pick here. But I really like drafting these outfielders. There's a pretty big teardrop after Suzuki for me. And I mean, that's what ADP says as well. But I definitely agree with that. Suzuki's one of our most drafted players. Same with Merrill. So, do we go for outfielders here? I think I would go outfield or Marte here. I did get Tatis, so we could get Merrill for the stack. I don't really like to reach for stacks this early. I think we'll just go Marte. And we'll see how the draft goes. I feel like when you do go for outfielders, you kind of back yourself into a corner where you can't really draft an outfielder like if one falls to you, because then that'll be your 5th. I'm not against it, but I think it could go either way. But we'll pick up Marte there. Kind of be our anchor infielder. You guys know we like to wait on infielder. Throughout these drafts, there's a ton of infielders, and you seem to get a lot of value throughout the draft. But recently, a lot of the infielders have been moving up the board, so it doesn't feel as deep as it did maybe a week or 2 ago. With like Sal Stewart moving up, the other Matt McLean, a couple other guys. So I do like getting like an anchor infielder, and then you can be pretty patient. So we'll see who falls to us. Definitely gonna get a pitcher at 58 or 63. Maybe even 2 pitchers. I really like that tier for SP1. This is that tier for me. Since the Hunter Green injury, I'm kind of including DeGrom in this tier. So there goes Teoscar. There goes Ward pretty early. So maybe outfield was the pick there. We'll see if like where Yelich goes, and I think that's the last one in that tier. But we'll see here. So this could be double tapping pitching here. And we'll see if we regret going Marte over Merrill. And we got to remember, this is like, we're kind of practicing this draft for the next draft, the $20 one where you can win $200,000. So we want to be trying to, like, decide if we like this for the next draft. So we'll see how the team looks and go from there. Hunter Brown went to 48. Turner at 47. That's pretty good discount. Devers 49. It's pretty late. He's healthy now. Yeah, looks like he's fine. I think that's a fair price. It's just interesting because he was going in the second round before the injury. Or I guess, yeah, third round, sorry, third round. But we weren't drafting him there. There go a lot of infielders. So gonna go. Would love Yelich to fall. I don't think it'll happen. But Yelich should be option 1. And pitcher will be option 2. Because I don't think any infielders fell. Yeah, Machado's the next one. I'm not against Machado, but there goes Yelich. Yeah, we kind of figured. Alright, so there goes Trout. So for me, it's either could go O'Neal Cruz as well. I haven't been drafting him much. Feels a little risky, but he has obvious upside. I'm not going to deny that. Fried is probably one of my favorite pitchers this year. Been taking him a lot, and I think I'll take him here. So there goes Machado. I was kind of hoping he might fall back. These guys already have some infielders. So he doesn't. That's fine. Maybe we'll consider Cruz on the way back. And if not, maybe we just go with another pitcher. Goes Cease. That's pretty early for Cease. It'll be interesting to see how this guy fills out his outfield with 0 so far. Does he take Cruz? Probably should. Nope, another pitcher. This guy's auto drafting now. Alright. I think this is a good spot for Cruz. We haven't taken him too much. Falls to us a few picks for our 4th outfielder. I think that's fine. Another target we like for 4th outfielder is Adele, but his price has been rising, so there's no guarantee we get him at 82, so I think we just go Cruz here. So we lock in that 4th outfield. The 4th outfielder is a high value spot, in my opinion. These guys are going to have down weeks. Kyle Tucker gets banged up every year. So Cruz is going to see the lineup. The other option for me is second pitcher there. I like that tier. And it feels a lot thinner without Hunter Green in there now. But it's okay. We got our ace there. I think as long as you get 1 from that tier, you're in good shape. But I do think you can go 2. Anything else interesting happening here? Not really. Guess DeGrom went pretty high in this draft. We kind of speculated his price would rise. 69? What is that? I think it is. I think he was like in the 70s before. So Naylor, Riley. Let's take a look at Cruz. He's having a massive spring. Just 277 WRCs plus. It's only 5 games. Let's see. I always forget he had 38 steals last year. That's crazy. With a 32% strikeout rate. 298 on base. How do you even do that? But what did I see? Oh yeah, look at this BABIP difference. That's crazy. A 262 BABIP last year. And the year before, 347. 80-point difference. So he should have some batting average. Shouldn't be 200. Let's put it that way. Alright, so we haven't been targeting him too much. But the upside's undeniable, so don't really want to go full fade. Does feel a little pricey, but we need to be drafting for upside in this contest. Trying to turn $1 into 5,000. So there goes Caglione at 75. ADP is 80. It's been interesting to see him rise. I feel like it was just a week or two ago and we were drafting him at like 110. I'm glad we were aggressive those days. Alright, so what are we looking at here? We got 114. So probably can't afford outfield here, even though we love Adele. So this is kind of what I was talking about, getting backed into a corner when you go 4 outfielders. Because now I won't be able to take one of my favorite players here. We like Framber, and we like these 2 infielders. Could go either way. There goes Adele, so that feels a little better. What would you guys go here? Pitcher or infielder? I like Valdez. I haven't been getting him much, but I think we just go infield. This is decent value for Seager. And like I said earlier, the infielders are getting a little more expensive than I like. So I still think you get value, but it's a little harder, I'm finding. Like, Okamoto's gone way up. He was one I liked. I think Christian Walker feels like he's getting drafted more aggressively. Sal Stewart's up to 168. The Contrerases don't seem to fall much anymore. Alright. So, could go Bradish. I think I might go infield again here, though. Just kind of roll with the freed ace. Harris is available at outfield. Yeah, we'll just go Michael Bush. Whew. Yeah, this is why we do a practice one. I feel like I'm getting caught up here. So, I think I should have looked kind of at this as a 2-pick pairing. I'm a little tired today. It's freaking hot in Orange County. But if I would have looked at this as like a 2-pick pairing, I only really liked one pitcher there, which was Valdez. Whereas I liked a couple infielders, so maybe like Framber there, and then whichever infielder fell to us might have been good. But it's okay taking Seager's value there. But now we're definitely going to be attacking pitching here. So let's see who's going to be around our next pick. Next pick is 106 and 111. So for sure we'll take Kirby, Evaldi. We're going to be fading the Savage for a while. We were already fading him, and it looks like he might be starting to drop with the news he won't be pitching or starting in spring. Goes Yuri. He's one of our favorite targets around there. I want to start drafting Schlittler aggressively. His stuff has looked insane so far. And I could see his price rising once the hype starts. So he might be a target. And we can still go fourth infield, but I don't want to go too aggressive with it so we can draft values when they fall. There was finally a Lawrence Butler update. I'm so excited about this. Yet to appear in extensive action, but has seen extensive reps in live batting practice, simulated games, and minor league spring training games. The A's are targeting a debut for next week, so that is very good. We had been drafting him aggressively, but I got pretty nervous since there was no news on him, so I kind of stopped until we got an update. His price did fall a little bit. So I'd be okay drafting him again now that we got a little bit of an update. And this is what I was talking about with the infield value. So Bregman's falling 14 picks here. So having an open infield with this value available is really what you want. I mean, yeah, I'll probably have to take one of these and this will be my fourth, but I would prefer if it was like my third probably. So I wouldn't mind mixing in a pitcher earlier, but we'll remember that for the next draft. Oh man, they took Schlittler right before me. That sucks. But it'll be interesting to see if his price rises. I guess I was going to wait another pick anyways, so we'll take... I mean, I guess we go Bregman, right, for the Cubs stack. Generally, I like Rice more than Bregman, but I think when he's falling 18 picks, that's the time to take him. And did we wait on pitcher here? I don't love any of these guys. Wheeler's looking healthier, but I've been avoiding him. I mean, see, this would be their fifth infield. I hate doing that. But the value's so good. I mean, I should probably just go pitcher and force it. But if we do take infield here, which I think I'm going to do, and I rarely have a team like this. I'm always waiting on infield. But now we can go an 8 pitcher build and wait a long time on our next infielder. But we're gonna have to hammer pitching here. You guys know I love this like mid-tier pitchers from pretty much 130 to 160. So I might go 4 pitchers here. We'll see who's available. And let's see, what's our outfield? Yeah, we'll probably only take outfield if it's a pretty good value. It's like maybe one of these guys. Took Rice, so Grisham would be a stack. And then let's queue up some pitchers we like. We like Burns for the upside, obviously. Very risky, but insane upside. We like King, Cabrera. Chandler's one of our favorite targets. Lodolo. I won't be drafting Green at all. Emai, PPO, Horton. And if we are going to go 8 pitchers, that is a team where I'm okay with taking Snell. So he will be on the board for us. So let's see if any pitchers fall here. I'm assuming like this draft is just different because this guy took 6 pitchers here and no outfielders. But this just hammers home the point of we should still be waiting for infields. But yeah, I'm trying to. I don't know. I still like having one infield in my first 4 picks though, so I think that one is fine. I think maybe I should have got like Framber here instead of one of these two. But we'll remember that for the next draft, the bigger draft. That's why we practice. Alright, so we need some people to pass on pitching here. This guy only has 2. Alright, he went Grisham. Butler went 117. Torkelson seems to be fine. He had a little scare. Story got reached. Oh no, his ADP's been going up 120. I think he used to be like 130. Alright, so is anyone going to try to get us away from going pitching? I love Jacob Wilson, but we can't go another infielder, so. Yeah, we'll just go with Michael King. You guys know I love Bubba Chandler, but I can't be reaching too much for him, and hopefully he'll fall back to us at 135. Come on now. Hopefully this guy doesn't go pitching. He already has 7. This guy could take Bubba, though. Alright. Alright, we need one more pass here. If he's taking pitcher, that was smart of him to wait. Because he knew this guy wasn't going to draft pitcher. And he went outfield, which she's probably assuming he was going to take an outfielder. She still has 0. Come on. Alright, sweet. We get our guy, Bubba Chandler. Trying to get as much of him as I can. I think he's going to have a huge year. So that's super exciting. Phil's in the... I mean, that's a great pitching staff. So I don't mind waiting. Freed, King, and Chandler, great pitchers. And we'll get a few more next time around. So we have 154 and 159. So I'm hoping that Bybee and Up... Hoping to get 2 more next time around. But we could also mix in our 5th outfielder here. I like Cruz and Moniak. They're fine. We also have Duran, so maybe the Boston outfielders make sense. What else we got here? Cubs, Rangers, Diamondbacks, Padres. But our eyes on pitching now. I'm curious to see where Imai goes. He's had a few really nice starts. I think his price should rise. Goes PPO. He's one of our favorites in that tier. Marte at 137. It's about ADP. Saw Laureano's back. I think he had a little bit of just fatigue. I think Laureano's really good value here. If you look at his stats from last year, he was very good. I mean... I have to look at Fangraph stats because... 281.24. Okay. Dude, DraftKings stats are wrong like half the time. I don't know what it is. Jacob Wilson was who I noticed it on, but where is he? Is he still available? Damn, it's crazy. But they had Jacob Wilson hitting 17 homers. But he hit 13 and 1 in the minors. So I don't know what DraftKings is doing over there. But so we're down to 3 pitchers from that tier. Wonder if that tier is rising up a bit, or it's probably just because this guy has 7 pitchers already. Goes Gallen. It's a little outside of that tier for me, but there goes Horton. He's one of them. So shit, we might get lucky to only get 1 here. We need some people to pass on pitcher here. This guy only has 2. Here's Jacob Wilson at 151. That's the latest I've seen him go. Another testament to wait on infield. Here goes Cruz. Will this guy take one of our pitchers? Probably. He only has 2. Oh, he went with Sheehan, so that was a bit of a reach. I like Sheehan, but man, these aren't my favorites either, but I like Bybee over Castillo, I think. But if Castillo falls back, we'll take him. If not, maybe we'll get our 5th outfielder with Rafael. There goes Castillo. Tovar went. This guy's reaching. So I do like some of these infielders, but we can't go infield again. We already have 5 pretty damn good ones. So I would like Rafaela here. That'd be nice. Okay, cool. So we'll go Rafaela. Get that 5th outfielder, and then we feel pretty good about the outfield. We can wait a while. And then we really want to get one of these pitchers on the way back. So hopefully like Nola or Baz will fall to us. For me, this is kind of the end of the tier. After this is kind of the dart throw tier. Maybe you could put Boyd and Musgrove in this tier as well, just because they all are like good to pitch a full season. I feel like below that, these guys have so many question marks, and they just haven't done it before. I feel like these guys are a little safer. And we only have 4 pitchers, so we want one more safe guy if we can. There goes Nola. I wonder if his price will rise now after that start in the WBC. We were on him for a while, so got quite a bit of him. Goes Stewart at 166. Another guy that's risen up the board a ton. We were drafting him at pick 200. So we have 4-5-5. Yeah, we're really going to have to test our pitching knowledge here at the end of the draft. But we have a lot of guys we like. Where does Snell go? Am I blind? I don't see him. There he is, 146. Wonder if his price will rise now that he's throwing a bullpen? I mean, I feel like Oh, he actually threw a 15 pitch. Bullpen session, low intensity fastballs. So, starting spring training Thursday, and we'll need at least 6 weeks to get fully ramped up. So that was today, Thursday? So, maybe end of April for Snell? I mean, I think that's what we were expecting, right? So maybe this will be around the floor for him. Okay, so we still have 3 pitchers that we like. That would be really nice. Cole appears to be getting healthy. We looked at the beginning of the stream. It said he might be able to make a spring training start. The right-handers rehab. Oh, but if the Yankees put him on, so they might put him on the 60-day IL, which means he would not be able to make his debut until late May. I mean, why would they do that? Yeah, I don't know. But probably doesn't fit this team where we need some sure innings here. We'll probably just go one of these 2 pitchers. I did see Jeremy Pena still available, 30 picks later. But that's what we've been saying all draft is infield. There's infield value the whole draft. So we'll try to wait on infield next for the big draft. Would love to get Baz as well here. If not, maybe we'll just take Pena. Or maybe Boyd. I haven't taken him at all. But they named him the opening day starter. That doesn't really mean anything other than, I mean, the Cubs like him. But we like Baz more. We'll go Baz. I would love to be in a position to take Pena here, but I didn't put myself in that position. Which is what we're trying to learn. So we'll take Baz. So again, it's really this middle tier that I just took too many infielders. Bregman and Rice made sense. But I think maybe even Bush. Yeah, it was like 4-pick value, but I already had Seager and Marte. So I think I probably should have just gone pitcher there. But we'll remember that for next draft. Alright, so we have 6 pitchers. That's about the end of the tier, so we can probably get our last few hitters next. Before picking from the dart throw tier, as I like to call it. So let's queue up some hitters that make sense for our team. We like Pena and Walker, just standalone. I think McGonigal would be a nice fit on this team where we have a stacked infield. We like Cowser on every team. We like Delauder on every team. Talked about Dominguez. Let's see what this guy says. There's not an obvious path for Dominguez to have an everyday role to open the campaign with Cody Bellinger, Grisham, and Judge slated to make up the outfield. But Dominguez's performance during the exhibition slate certainly put some pressure on a manager to figure out how to give him a chance. Ultimately, it may take an injury to one of the team's outfielders or Stanton for Dominguez to be given a role. I mean, I'm fading Stanton because I think he's going to be injured. So it kind of correlates with that. And we do have Ben Rice, so I think it could be an option here. Let's go and look at some of our other teams that we could stack with. Arizona. Texas. Chicago. Dodgers. Padres. Boston. Quite a few options here. Pittsburgh. I think that's everyone. So, I don't know if you guys like any of these hitters to stack late. I like Berger a lot. I like Durbin a lot. We saw Shaw was off to a hot start. Could maybe fit this team since our infield's so deep. Oh, Lawler. I've seen Lawler get some buzz. He was a former top prospect, and he's having a good spring training. I think roster resources has him hitting like 9th, but if he started in the majors, which he should, hitting 8th, projected for a 93 WRC plus. He's 23 years old, former first-round pick. All right, let's tag some stacks, and then our pick is coming up. I do like Carter as well. He had the hard hit ball today. Maybe we go both Rangers. Don't love any of these other outfielders, really. So let's see who's available. Wow. I wasn't expecting Pena to still be available, so there's been no update, right? I mean, they're probably just projecting him to be out for a while. McGonigal went, right? Yeah, we'll just take Pena. Our infield's really strong, so we should be able to be fine while he's out. So that means no Berger or Durbin, but it is what it is. Then we'll have to pick between these outfielders. I'm leaning Carter right now. Haven't taken him much. We have the stack with Seager. Really like DeLauder as well, but I should probably not just take DeLauder every draft. Because we have to remember this contest comes down to the playoffs, so it's too hard to predict what's going to happen. I mean, DeLauder could just miss that week, and then you're screwed. So, gotta mix it up a bit. Okay, so we'll take our last outfielder, and we will queue up our last 2 picks for pitchers. We'll go Carter here. All right. So I'm going to go 866 here since we waited so long for that second pitcher and our infield is already stacked. So this team makes a lot of sense to go 8 pitchers. So let's queue them up and then we'll get into the big draft. Let me know if you guys like any of these pitchers that I'm missing here. I like Weathers. I like Ponce. Soriano's been flashing a bit. Meyer, Burrows, Ashcraft. Will Warren had a nice start. I think those are my favorites. And since we have Bubba Chandler, I wouldn't mind going Ashcraft. And Burrows has been looking really strong. So is Ponce. Honestly, I really like all 3 of these guys. Maybe we'll keep it in that order. I already have a lot of Ashcraft. There goes Ponce. So I'm okay with that order. Let's go ahead and get in the queue for the $20 draft. All right. So this is the big boy here. So $20 entry fee, $200,000 to first, which is really exciting. It's just kind of like a normal fantasy league. You have your regular season, and then top 2 advance to the playoffs. Then the top 1 advances to the next round, top 1 advances to the next round, and you have a 49-player final. And that's why the prize is so high. It's extremely difficult, obviously. So let's see what pick we get here. And okay, it's almost full. That's good. We'll take a look at our exposure. We're really hoping for a top 5 pick. I've been getting 8, 9, 10 over and over and over again. So really hoping for not 8, 9, 10. But would love a top 4, top 5 pick. I mean, I've taken Judge every time at 2. And he's still in the red. Same with Soto. I just never seem to get these picks. I got a lot of Acuna early, but haven't been getting pick 4 a lot either. So it'll be exciting to see what we get. And we're already in. And it looks like we got pick 12. So no top 5. But at least it's not fucking pick 8. Jesus. Pick 12 will be pretty interesting right now because I think Carroll should still fall there. And I do like him, and I just haven't had the opportunity to take him. We read the blurb on him. He's trying the new bat handle. And who knows how that'll impact him. I mean, he's probably pretty risky right now. But at least he's healthy, I think. So Burrows and Ashcraft would be really nice. Okay, we'll start with Burrows. Running out of names here, so kind of slowed down on Cantillo. So hopefully we get Ashcraft. I'll be okay with Meyer as well. And let's get this over with so we can focus on the big one. Get in there on my phone. Alright, so let's see if anything fun happens in the big one here. So we get Ashcraft from this draft. So I do like that team. We still ended up getting infield value at pick 202, but we definitely felt the pain of going too many infielders, so keep that in mind in this draft. The nice thing about drafting 12 is we know 2 outfielders will be available here that we like. So we can go outfield, infield here and be just fine. Don't need to force 2 outfielders or anything here. Ohtani, Judge, Soto, nothing interesting. Goes Witt out of Acuna. Alright, so at 12. Yeah, I wouldn't mind Carroll. It'll be interesting if like Tatis and Carroll are available. Do I go both of them, or do we go 1 and 1? Not sure, honestly. So I think Julio has fully flipped Scuball, which is good for us. It's kind of how we were drafting them. And that's why I'm so low on Scuball for my exposure. But now I feel like we can start taking him after Julio. It hasn't flipped yet. There goes Tatis, so that tough scenario's gone. If Carroll's gone, that'll be really interesting. Would I reach on Churio? Maybe. Damn, I was hoping Scuball would fall. Alright, so Carroll's here, so we'll just take him. Um, I really like Ellie as well. We'll probably go Carroll and Ellie. I don't mind Skeens, but he's fallen to me a bunch, so I kind of prefer to take him when he falls. And we can look at our exposure real quick. Don't have a lot of Carroll, surprisingly. I haven't been avoiding him. And I wouldn't mind being plus on Ellie. So I like this start. Assuming Carroll's healthy. I mean, we have to remember Carroll was getting taken ahead of Acuna before his injury. I was taking Acuna at 4, but just saying. Roman Anthony up to 15. That's pretty interesting. His ADP is 22 now. He used to be in this tier. It's crazy. We were taking him a lot there. Goes Churio at 16. I think this, usually the $20 drafts, people do target outfield a little bit more, which makes sense. So we are locked and loaded to go outfield at 36, 37, which is really one of my favorite things to do. Vlad at 18. Cal at 19. So Kurtz and Crochet falling a bit here. There goes Crochet. Not expecting too much to happen out of the ordinary at picks 36, 37. Yamamoto 24, Alonso 25. Alright, let's see. Kurtz at 26. It's one of the furthest I've seen him drop. Wouldn't mind if his price drops, because we're kind of fading him. Not like fully, but it goes Caminero at 28, so his price has not risen yet, which is good to see. Riley Green. Langford's not going to fall. But this is our outfield tier that we really like. Honestly, I wouldn't take any of these guys over them, or any of these guys, so guess we're just hoping for one of the outfielders we like to fall, or love Langford, obviously. Now, Marte is a stack with Carroll, but I don't like to change my draft strategy this early to get a stack. I think in football it makes sense, but I don't think it makes as much sense in baseball. So how many we got left? Only 4. I mean, we could easily get the last 2 here if these guys go outfield, which he probably needs to. There he goes. So Bellinger's still on the board. That'd be a fun fall to us. And it was Merrill Suzuki. I like Merrill Suzuki too. I like all 3 of these guys, so. If he doesn't take an outfielder, okay, he does. So he went Bellinger. That would have been a fun fall. What's his ADP? 32. We're just going to take the outfielders here. I do really like Merrill and Suzuki, so I love the start, honestly. But yeah, kind of crazy to see, like, in the other drafts, it's just crazy to see where the last outfielder goes of this tier. Because it used to be like 41 to 44. Now we have here Suzuki going 37. And this is how I see how it should be. And I mean, this is the $20 draft, so kind of makes sense. Marte 39. Jazz, yeah, his ADP has risen quite a bit, 42. I'm going to look at Merrill a bit, because now I'm starting to rack up the Merrill shares. I just thought he was I thought he was gonna full breakout last year, and then I think he got injured, but he was looking like a stud. Already has a couple spring training homers. Yeah, I just think he's an absolute stud. Sub 20% K rate. Kind of looks like Freddie Freeman to me. And that would be prime Freddie Freeman. Maybe a little less power, but you could get there. So 60-61, we'll definitely be looking at one pitcher, maybe two. We drafted an infield out this range last time, and it didn't feel great. But if there's a value, like if Machado goes to 60, the Merrill stack, that could be fine. But we'll definitely be getting at least one pitcher. So none of the other outfielders have got pushed up here. See where Ward goes. This guy's in need of an outfielder. He'd probably be pretty happy with Ward at 52. There goes Machado at 51. So there goes that scenario. That guy took Ward as expected. Still Yelich and Teoscar on the board. I would consider them here. So consider Yelich, consider Teoscar. I don't think we'll see. Maybe Cruz. Don't love these infielders. I like Nito, but his price has gotten so high. And you know we love these pitchers. Alright, so there goes Yelich and Cruz. So that leaves Teoscar as the last outfielder in that tier. Still a ton of pitching options. Not really too worried about which one we get, although you guys know we love Fried. Goes Teoscar. Alright, probably saves me from myself. Don't think we need to go Trout. I might be leaning two pitchers here, especially if we can get Fried. Be curious what you guys would do here. It's either infielder, Bichette, Nito. Bichette's at a little bit of a value, 4 or 5 picks. You go Trout for the fourth outfielder, or just go two pitchers, or one pitcher and one of those hitters. I think I'd like to go 2 pitchers here, though. I think if, like, Oscar, one of these guys fell, we could go 4th outfielder. We know from last draft we want to keep our infield a little clean. Sweet, so we get Fried here. I love Fried. Fried and Peralta. Yeah, I like that. Let's do it. What's that dot, though? You always gotta check the dots. Alright, as long as it's not injury, we don't care. So we'll take Fried and Peralta. That feels really nice. Get the New York pitchers. We got the anchor infield and our 3 starting outfielders. So this is a really nice start. We should be able to be flexible throughout the rest of the draft. Should be able to take values when they come to us. Here goes Trout. This guy right before us still needs a few outfielders, so it could be nice. He might need outfielders while we need other stuff. Could work out for us. Stowers at 63. I think he's getting healthy, right? Scheduled to return on Saturday. Riley at 65. That's a little bit of a reach there, but looks like he's going for the Olsen-Riley stack. I didn't call it out, but if Perdomo fell here, that might have been nice because we had Carroll. He didn't, but that probably would have been a good pick. So Gilbert goes 66. So how much of that tier is left? McLean still available. Here goes DeGrom at 69. Happ at 67. Goes Luzardo at 70. So what's available here? So that Raggins. Raggins and McLean are falling here. Don't know if I agree with that. So there Raggins goes. Goes Adele. That's pretty early for Adele. He's one of our favorite targets. He would have been a really good big target of ours for our 4th outfielder at 84. But he doesn't seem to fall that far anymore. Goes Vinny P. That's about ADP, right? Yeah. I wonder if his price will rise after the 3-homer game. He was having a bad WBC before that, so doesn't change much for me. Alright, so let's start looking at who might be available at picks 84, 85. We have 2-1-3 build. Could take 1 infielder here. Really should not go 2 based on what we learned last draft. So I'll try to limit myself to 1. And I wouldn't mind getting the 4th outfield here. If Nimmo's still there, that'd be fine. Haven't drafted Marcy much. And of course, Caglione is an option. His price is getting really expensive. I don't think I need or want to go pitcher since we got 2 last time. So I think this needs to be 1 of each hitting spot. Let's look at Marcy a little bit. Also curious where like Underdog has him. 88 compared to like Nimmo. 48. I like to look at Underdog when I only have like 30 seconds to do research. But where does... So roster resource has Marcy leading off. It's 24. They do last year. 47 steals, wow. Projected for 13 and 30. The 230 average. Does he walk a lot? Yeah, 11% walk rate. He's gone anyways, so wow, pretty similar to last draft. Gonna have two infield values here. Do we learn, or do we go two infielders here? I don't think we can. I think we learn from our last draft. We definitely take one. We take Seager. And maybe Harris or Bradish. So we'll start with Seager. I think if we had one pitcher, we could go Bradish. But I think we just go with fourth outfielder here, get Harris. It's not like my favorite hitter, but I mean, what, he strikes out a ton, right? So he's going to go through cold stretches. But in this format, you don't have to pick when he's going to be hot and when he's going to not be. Since the system will put him, this contest will put in your best player, whoever scored the most that week. So I think he's kind of a good fit for this format. Why? Okay, there we go. He's still only 25. He had the 2020 season last year. I guess he doesn't have a crazy strikeout rate. It's the walk rate, 2%. It's crazy. So yeah, could be some ups and downs with him, but again, in this format, all we care about is the ups. And we'll keep our infield open, hoping for some value late. I think Bush could have been okay there, but we'll see. Trying to learn from the last draft, where there was just a ton of infielders falling. But now it won't happen, of course. There goes Turang and Langoliers. Yeah, Turang fell to like real late last draft. Same with Bregman, but it's okay. We're not like too far behind with at least two good infielders. Maybe should have gone Bush since we had Suzuki. But Seager was like an 8-pick value. So that in and of itself is somewhat unique. So what infielders are left here? We have picks. Yeah, it doesn't look like we'll get any value here. Could maybe go Butler now that he got some decent news. I wonder if his price will rise back up. I think he used to be around like 90, around Harris. Still not sure about this pick. I feel like maybe two infielders there was the pick, but it's so hard to tell. These drafts go so differently. All right. So for our next pick, definitely want to consider third infield, but it didn't look like there was a lot of value, so we might wait. Could go fifth outfielder here. And a pitcher, maybe. This guy's auto drafting. That kind of sucks. Hopefully he sets some rankings up. Otherwise, this guy's just gonna swoop all the value from us every round, pretty much. Goes Garcia. Oh, we could go Griffin. Like these pitchers. There goes Butler. That probably saves us from ourselves. Maybe we should wait. I feel like this guy's going to take Griffin from us. There he goes. What is 5th fucking infielder? So I hate auto drafters in this, especially when you're on the corner boxed out by them. Sucks. So don't like a lot of these options. Could we just go double pitcher here? I don't mind Paez or Reynolds. These two are really exciting pitchers, though. I think I might just do it. Fuck it. So, went with a couple high upside arms. I would have taken Griffin, but we get sniped for this guy's auto-drafted 5th infielder. I'm not bitter, I swear. And we will go from there. Hopefully he stops drafting infielders at some point. And maybe this will be a 7-7-6 build to make up for it. But yeah, looks like Bush might have been. Maybe we should have gone 2 infielders here. And we could have gone like Yuri and Paez here or something. But this pitching staff is nasty. I guess with Schlittler, it just comes down to if he can stay healthy. This stuff looks absolutely nasty in spring training right now. Am I reading this right? Did he have he had 140 innings last year between majors and minors? Looks like it, yeah. I mean, that's pretty built up. There's no reason he can't go another 140 plus, I think. I mean, I know half of them are in the minors, but I mean, innings are innings for the most part. He had a 120 the year before that. Yeah, I like him a lot. I want to be targeting him. So will any infield value fall to us? And if not, I do like some of these guys. I like both Contrerases. I like both the Japanese players here. We saw Pena fall to overpick 200 last draft. So maybe he'll fall. And then 5th outfielder. I don't mind these guys for the 5th outfielder range. Marte's had a rough spring. I think he just homered. But the Reds lineup is just so crowded. So if he's like gets off to a bad start, I don't know if he loses playing time. I mean, he's still young enough where they just have to give him a chance. Either way. Okay, so we're at pick 132, 133 here. We're really set on pitching, but you guys know I love Chandler. He's an option. This guy went Woodruff. I don't love Yandy, and it's not really out of value. I'm just gonna keep waiting, honestly. Altuve wouldn't be bad. Actually, maybe we'll go Torque. We haven't gone Torque a lot. He's got some pop. So we'll go, I think we'll go Chandler. And we won't get too risky with infield. I think I better get my third one before I get my fifth outfielder. So I like Torque out of these guys. Let's do it. I haven't drafted him in a while, but I have nothing against him. So this pitching staff is just insane upside. So maybe later on we draft some steadier guys. But we'll see. So wish DraftKings had a better like screen to look at your team on. But so we got Fried, Peralta, Perez, Ellie, Seager, Torque. So yeah, So maybe we go 7 infielders this team, take some upside guys at the end of the draft. Guys like McGonigal, stacks with Torque. Would love McLean. His price is just rising so fast, I never seem to get him anymore. Barger would be nice. So there's still some options. I think we'd have to take Altuve or Will Smith if they came back. This guy's up to 6 infielders. He's probably has it set up to stop at 7, hopefully, please. It's like, honestly, this couldn't be worse for me. Auto drafter right before the corner, going all infielders when I'm literally waiting for infield value. Love to see it. But maybe this pitching staff is pretty unique. So 156, 157. I'm still down to take more pitchers. I just think this kind of tier and up pitcher is so valuable in this format when 2 start weeks are very important. So that's still an option, but I don't have to. I can definitely be flexible here. Definitely want to get one of these infielders, and maybe 2. And we can consider Rafaela here. Maybe Abreu. Goes Bybee. So there's only 2 more from that tier that I like. Goes Okamoto. That kind of sucks. Would have been happy with him. Goes Abreu. Let's see. Can we predict this guy's pick? Oh, give him Hunter Green at least. Come on. Hunter Green, come on. There you go, buddy. Alright. Like I said, so this would be my 6th pitcher. We're probably only going to go 7, so I think I'm taking Horton. You can't really have too many pitchers in this format. We'll take Horton. And we have taken infielder. I like Rafaela, but we got to go infield. I mean, Murakami's upside. He's straight power. Fits the team nicely. I like it. Let's do it. That guy auto-drafted Rafaela. Okay, so Murakami Torque for our third infield. Definitely light, but there's power there. 30 plus homer potential for both, I would say. Let's look at Torque. So Torque hit 31 homers. I'm sure you can guess what year I drafted him in fantasy, but in between that year, 2 years with 31 homers. I mean, that's pretty solid for our, third infielder late in the draft. I think that was a good pick. Projected for 27 to 30 homers. And let's take a look at Murakami. Yeah, projections like him a lot. 120 WRC plus. Wow, look at these projections. I haven't looked at these. I mean, they're projecting him for about 30 bombs. Couple steals. He hasn't been doing too hot in spring training. I don't think this includes WBC though. Dog is losing her mind. I think she just woke up my wife. She's not going to be happy. Alright, so we can probably wait on pitcher now. That was kind of the end of the tier. I like these guys, but unless there's nobody else, we should go a different direction. Goes McLean. I like Walker. I think these two guys would be fine on this team, Nico or Polanco. We could use just some steady production since we're light on infield. And we still need our fifth outfielder. I would really like Doyle here. That would be nice. But I think Frelick is fine as well. So yeah, we'll try to go one of each hitter here. So let's hope these guys go pitcher. There goes Nico. It's too bad. That would have been a nice stack with Suzuki as well. It's funny, I always see him fall, but his ADP is just like steady. There goes Barger, that sucks. McLean, that sucks. So who is left? Still have Walker, right? We know the top guy's gonna. Oh, give this guy Profar too. Come on, take Frelick. I guess it doesn't matter, right? He'll probably get him on the way back. Fuck, the guy took Walker. There goes Frelick. Oh, he took. Oh, the asshole. Damn. All of our guys really got eaten up there. But we still have Doyle. Yeah, that's okay. So we'll go Doyle, Polanco, I think. Nola's looking at me. No, we'll go Doyle, Polanco. It's probably too early for McGonigal. I'd rather get a little bit more production first. Maybe on the way back he'll still be there. Yeah, he took Profar. Normally I'm not bitter about that auto drafting, but it just sucks when it's right in front of you on the turn. So we're 6-5-5 now. I really like that Doyle pick. He was going like, what, like 150-ish? Then he got the wrist injury, but it seems like he's fully back. Started in center field. That was 5 days ago. So hopefully he's fine. We still have 2 to 3 weeks before opening day. Goes McGonagall at 185. Maybe I should have reached for him there. If like Swanson falls back to me, maybe McGonagall was the better pick there. It's hard to say. All right, so I'm thinking one more pitcher, two more infielders, one more outfielder. Outfielder is probably least important, but I do like a couple of these guys. Also wanted to think about mixing in Condon a little more. God, I looked up how to say his name and I already forgot. I know. So I think it's Condon, but he's on a tear. I mean, a young Rockies outfielder could absolutely pop off late season. And generally, my outfields are pretty deep, so I can withstand a couple months of a zero. So I think he could be an option here. And then for the others, I should probably look at stacks. So let's go ahead and tag some of our stack guys. Cincinnati, Texas, Detroit, Arizona. This could be a Lawler team. San Diego. Atlanta, Chicago. And the Mets. Alright, so let me know if you guys like any of these stack players here. I like Berger. I like Lawler a little bit. Maybe Simeon and Torres. They're not very exciting. We like Carter. We like Benj. Probably none of these other guys. I can't get very excited about Castellanos. But if we still needed... I don't think he's projected to start last time I looked. It's our pick, so we better look. Yeah. Alright, let's see. There's Swanson is still available. Wouldn't mind like one more solid guy like Swanson and then an upside guy, but I'll probably get auto-drafted right before us anyways. There he goes. There, the auto-drafter took back the guy I wanted. Alright. We won't do pitcher yet. It's a tough one, honestly. Kind of took all the guys I wanted. We'll go Tovar for the Colorado stack. I think that does give us some upside. What was that, 6? Guess we'll go outfield here. We took Carter last time. Maybe we take Benj. No, I think we'll go Carter again. Alright, let's see how that works out for us. So, probably done an outfield. That means no Condon. It's kind of slightly unprepared for them to take all my guys there. Maybe we could have gone pitcher there and waited for Condon and get that full Colorado stack. But I am not sure, so last two picks. will be a pitcher and an infielder. So we like Ponce, we like Meyer, Cavalli, Burrows, Ashcraft. All solid upside guys here. And alright, what did our infield do here? So we took Tovar. I feel like Tovar's a nice mix of like steady production because he should play every day, and upside because he plays in Colorado. Now, is he a good hitter? No. But should be fine. Volatility is fine in this competition, so. Drafted a ton of Manzardo early, and then haven't been drafting him too much just because I had so much of him, but wouldn't mind mixing him back in. I think Berger will be my first choice at infield here since we have the two Texas players. It's kind of why I was thinking going Carter over Benj. But I think Simeon was still available, but he didn't fall back to us anyways. So I'd be okay with Berger or Lawler, and then, man, I guess Ponce is my favorite. That's why I call it the dart throw tier. I mean, good luck predicting who's going to be the best out of these four. There goes Ponce. Don't need Manzardo. Don't have a lot of Savali, so maybe he's the one. Let's look at what Eno says for these three guys. Burrows has looked really good this spring as well, but I think Eno's rankings are a little dated now, so maybe I should stop referencing these. I know he likes Ashcraft a lot. Oh, there goes Ashcraft. Oh no, he's still there. Who did I miss? Soriano went. Kind of want to target Burrows for a while. But we did get Bubba Chandler, right? So it could be kind of buying into the Pirates being slightly better. So we'll go Berger and then one of these three pitchers, which I still haven't decided. Be curious which one you guys like out of these three. I think I'm feeling Burrows. Ashcraft is another Pittsburgh pitcher. Maybe we'll go Ashcraft. I think I have a lot of them though. I'd like to start tracking my exposure on these late guys because it's I'm just kind of guessing right now. Maybe I can spread it out a little more. We'll just go Burrows. All right. So that completes the draft here. Let's take a look. So what do you guys think? Did we win 200K today? So we went Carroll and Ellie at the turn. Filled out the outfield with Merrill and Suzuki, two guys I really like. Then went two pitchers with Fried and Peralta, two pitchers I really like. Took the value with Seager for our second infielder. Took Harris for our first bench outfielder. Then went back to pitching with Yuri, Schlittler, and Bubba Chandler. Three high upside arms, which feels really nice. And then got that third infielder with Torkelson. On the way back, took another pitcher with Horton, who's another high upside arm. And got Murakami for our first bench infielder. Which feels pretty nice because he's got that 30 homer upside. Then went Doyle, Polanco, Tovar for the Colorado stack, Carter with the Rangers stack, Berger as well, and then closed out with Burrows. I actually really like this team. I was sweating a bit there with infield. But it just goes back to what we were saying. There's just so many infielders. You're going to find one, either you get value or there's just some that you like later on. And even guys like Polanco and Swanson should pretty much be playing every day. So if you're desperate, like, you can like pair that with like an upside guy, you know. So there's a lot of ways to fill out your infield. But anyways, I think that's gonna be it for me for today. Probably do the same thing again tomorrow. So come out and join me. It'd be fun to chat. And yeah, thanks for joining, guys. We will see you tomorrow.